Almost set. They're racing now. Keeper's Tail began okay from the inside of Guns of Navarone. Strata Creed, Danes Marie, who got out much quicker today, vying up for the lead. Speed Bandit went back, so did Red Army and Lucky Legacy. As they'd settled down, they've completed 250, and Danes Marie on the inside just holds the advantage from Strata Creed. A length and a half away on the inside. Next is Keeper's Tail, and 3/4 Guns of Navarone, who's parked up there well placed. Speed Bandit down on the inside then of Red Army, and they're being trailed a length and a half away by Lucky Legacy, spotting the leader about 5. At the 600 post, Danes Marie just wanting to get its head up in the air. Under restraint, leads narrowly from Strata Creed. No run, Keeper's Tail down on the inside of Guns of Navarone, about to move out. 3 deep commencing its run. And Pike's just trying to flush him to go a little earlier and get a bit of a trail onto his back, with Red Army coming around the turn, who had back on its inside Speed Bandit right tight. Then came Lucky Legacy. Guns of Navarone got to Strata Creed though when they went to the 150. Red Army trying to make up ground, but Guns of Navarone over on the outside leads the way. It's Guns of Navarone back on the inside. Strata Creed keeps coming, but Guns of Navarone continues his good form, just wins from Strata Creed. Red Army ran third, 4th Lucky Legacy. They were followed back behind them by Keeper's Tail, and then Danes Marie back with Speed Bandit, who got caught up in congested room at the 250-metre mark and is back amongst the last of the men. In good form, Guns of Navarone. Tactically, good race there too. Steve Parnamy had the 1-1. Pike was back behind him. He just wanted to put some pressure on there and get Steve to get going. But Steve's on a horse that has to be held up and saved for a real run, as we've seen in recent times. Best when he's sat and he can let down and kick. And he did bide his time there, and then Pike had to come 3 deep, no cover, getting around the corner. 1:11.79. Guns of Navarone, 2 victories now from its last 3, and loves this 7-day space seemingly. Trained by Neville Parnham, a Warchan gelding out of Terra Viga, owned by Neville and his wife Carolyn, and beats Strata Creed by Stratum from Holy Faith. Robin, Todd Harvey, Jason Brown and Red Army third home by Patronise out of Special Spice for Grant and Alana Williams, and ridden by William Pike. So the divvies will be 5, 10, 230, 280 and 170. Keeper's Tail had a handy enough run back on the inside, on the rails inside of the eventual winner, but just couldn't let down at all and had been well beaten in the final part. Next of the day, the running of race 4, the C Corp handicap. Number 1, Father Nick, comes out there, and Randy Tan now rides 5, Driftwood Girl, in the first leg of today's quaddie. A long head, 3/4 are the official margins. 2, 5, 1, 4 are the numbers that have gone up into the semaphore. Let's go downstairs there, and it seems as though Neville Parnham and Stephen Parnham have found the formula to Guns of Navarone. Loves 7 days, Gareth, and also likes to be just ridden maybe a touch on the cooler side.
Fame and Neville Parnham joins us here, and that was a gem of a ride by Steve, and well trained by yourself, the quick backup, and as Macca pointed out, the 7-day break, and also Parnham's rides, or Steve's ride there to ride Guns of Navarone nice and quiet. It seems to be that perfect formula.
Yeah, look, he spoke to me pre-race, Stephen did, about riding him that way, and I was a bit sort of unsure if that was the way to go, because his best form has been of late when he's held up for a sprint over the shorter distance, but he was proved right, and I let him go and sort of make his own decisions. He's the one out there riding him, and yeah, I don't think he could have come from back in the field the way the second horse kicked, so he was lucky he was within striking distance. You were still able to rate it and give it a gem of a ride still under the circumstances, even though he was close to the speed. Oh, absolutely. I think 1200 certainly was also a test for the horse. His best form had been at the 1,000 and 1,100 metre races, so but he's in really good form, the horse, and Steve's found his form again, so yeah, you're having a good time. The 7-day backup as well, that seems to work with this galloper as well. Yeah, I actually was a bit, when the weights came out, I actually wasn't going to run him, but once again the field sort of crumbled down, and it sort of looked much more attractive on Monday, so I decided to leave him in, and yeah, I'm glad we did. Job well done, Nev. Thank you. There's Neville Parnham there, the winning trainer of Guns of Navarone, and that was a good performance. Brittany, your tip Strato Creed was also pretty good, and Red Army
was doing its best work late.
It was a nice little fight, actually, between Guns of Navarone and Stratacrete, and Red Army certainly one to watch as it gets up over a little bit more ground, and Willie even said that it was probably going to be a little bit of a test today, given that he would get back in the field.
I tell you what, Britt, Stevie had that little bit of a lean patch, but when it rains, it pours. You can't get him out of that winner's circle now.
I know, I'd feel like I just keep talking to him week after week. Steve, congratulations, a nice win there. Did you feel like this horse is better ridden on the pace or back?
I definitely back off the pace, but sometimes you just got to adapt to the race that you're in, and I felt that only a small field, he should hold the spot there and gave a good track up behind Jason's horse and just let him go at the 200. He probably didn't quite run it out as strong as he does over the shorter ones and when ridden off the pace, but still got the job done, which is good.
The duel between Jason just up the straight, did you always feel like you had the upper hand?
Yeah, I felt like I just had enough on him. Like I said, I wasn't running away from him, but the horse did the job. Carried the whip in the left hand today because I got in trouble last start for him laying in and having to pull it through. So kept him going straight and finished the race off, which was good.
Your dad mentioned that he's probably more effective over 1,000, 1,100 as you did just before. How did you think he handled the 1,200 today?
I think if it's a bigger field and a stronger pace, then he can sit off him. Probably gives him a chance to run out a bit better than he did today, but he definitely would be more suited over 1,000 and the 1,100.
You and your dad combined later in the day with Yeah Bravo. Your thoughts there?
Yeah, he's been consistent. Runner up his last 2 runs. He moves up to 1,800. Can't really fold his form, so give him a really good chance and hopefully he can bring up another winner.
Well, good luck later in the day and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.